Yes, I know.
We're good to go?
201.
Okay, we'll call the meeting, Plant and Equipment Committee meeting to order at 2:01 PM. Item number 2 on the agenda is the public and committee comments. Are there any comments from the staff or the other committee members? And there's nobody online, is there? Okay, so there's no comments from the public. Going to item 3 is the authorization to file a notice of exemption for the Northwest Transmission Pipeline replacement.
Correct.
And that's you, Renee?
Correct, yes. So this is a draft that I put together. It has been sent to Jim, but he has not made any comments on it yet. So he still has yet to review it, but this is for the replacement that we are planning of that 30-inch pipeline along Inyakern Road. So, and it will be replaced with 24-inch fusible PVC. And it's exempt because it is a replacement or reconstruction, is with no negligible or any expansion of capacity. So that is why it falls under Section 15302 exemption. So normally I would say I'm looking for a recommendation, but yeah, before it goes in the board packet, it'll be reviewed by Jim.
Okay, well, I guess if there were 2 of us here, we could make a recommendation. If
Correct.
that's it. I have no problem with it. I was curious, we went from a 30-inch pipe down to a 24-inch pipe. My only concern or question, I guess, is if for some reason we were able to get water from the north and import it in from the north, would a 24-inch pipeline be adequate to pull in a few additional acre feet of imported water?
Depends on what the flow of the
All
water
depends
is.
on how much water and what the flow is and whether it's treated or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that our imported water is restricted to 2,000 or 3,000 acre feet a year.
At this time, they're looking at connecting on the other side of town, Stan. But if it comes from the north, yeah, I don't know. But right now, an 18-inch pipeline would be sufficient for the 3 wells that we have out there. So 24 inches more than enough.
So there's plenty of extra.
There's a little
Capacity.
more capacity, yes.
Basically, if the flow coming in from the north equated to another well, then it'd be more than enough to
Okay.
maintain it.
Okay, great. And apologize for not being able to recommend it, but that's just kind of the way it goes.
That's okay.
And there's still no callers online as far as I can tell. So now we go on to item number 4, authorization to file a notice of exemption for the LA Aqueduct Emergency Release Mitigation Project.
So that was put on the agenda before the decision was made to have a special board meeting today at 4. So that item is not going to be discussed at our meeting. That'll be discussed at 4 o'clock at the special board meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
So obviously you weren't looking for a recommendation from this committee to pass it.
I was in the past, but not now.
Yeah, okay. And by the way, my only comment that I will make at the appropriate time is that I noticed that the beneficiary is indicated to be the Indian Wells Valley as opposed to the U.S. Navy and the Indian Wells Valley. And I guess my feeling is we should include the Navy as a beneficiary.
Yeah, I'd bring that up during the board meeting then.
And I will, yeah, bring that up at that time. Okay, moving on to item number 5 is the Inyakern Road Transmission Pipeline Repair, an update.
We currently, staff is working on the bid documents, compiling those together, and once that's done, we'll be applying for the grant with the federal government. And from there, we can go out for bidding the document or bidding the job out.
We're going ahead and putting it together now, the draft bid document and the CEQA, so that we can be shovel-ready according to the government's requirements.
Okay. So things are moving along on schedule?
We have until June 23rd to apply for the grant.
Yeah.
So that's our deadline.
Okay. And I guess there's still nobody out there in La La Land. So going on to item number 6, well 31 rehabilitation project update.
So Lane has completed their work out at Well 31 as of last week. So it's now up to staff to flush and sample it and such, so. But Lane's work is done. The well's pump's back in service.
Okay, so are we expecting it to go online in your time future?
No. Because that uses a 30-inch transmission line.
Oh,
So
okay.
it can't be online. We are using this opportunity to install the automatic valves that were scheduled to go in there. So, but once we have a completion date for the 30-inch, we will begin with the flushing and disinfection and make sure it's ready to go.
Okay. So am I correct in assuming that the wells that use that line that's going to be repaired or replaced are not working and they've been shut down?
They're not online.
Not online? Okay.
They still might be run for regular sampling that needs to be done, but other than that,
Right, but
yeah.
they're not being used for,
No.
okay. And if my eyes aren't fooling me, we still have nobody online. Chris is doing an excellent job, though. Okay, item number 7 is the booster station and tanks project update.
Yes. So I'll start with the booster station. There's not anything really going on out there right now. We've had a significant delay in getting the pumps and the electrical equipment. Right now, the contractor expects to be finished in October. So it is quite a delay in getting those items, unfortunately. That's the latest that we got from them. As far as the tanks go, the Gateway and the C-Zone tank are both in service. They have welded up the one up at College, and the coaters are scheduled to be up there starting next week. Meanwhile, the contractor's working on inlet-outlet piping up there.
Okay. Is there any reason to believe that we're not gonna be able to service all the people as normal that would normally use that booster station?
Well, the old booster station's still in service, so until the new one goes online, there won't be any switchover.
Okay.
No.
And that one is then going offline, the old one is going offline, and we're
The
going
old
to
one will be demolished at that point.
be demolished, okay. So we're really not in that bad a shape.
No, it's just a delay in the contract completion date.
Right, yeah. Well, which obviously not desirable, but it's
It's
creating a customer problem.
out of their control, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other issue there. Okay. Item number 8, the arsenic treatment facilities update.
So Plant 2 was brought online April 6th and has been running continuously since. And Plant 1, Pure Flow, was here last week. Finished the installation with a couple challenges, but finished the installation of the new under drain system, so that is now installed. Staff is working on a solution we have the right mesh to sift out the media. The challenge is that it's still wet, and so it clumps together, and it makes it a lot more challenging, and there's a lot to go through. We're working with Pure Flow to find the most economical and efficient solution to get that plant online for the summer. So that's where we are right now.
Okay. So our expectation is still to have both of them online this summer eventually?
Yep,
And that's going to become important because of the other transmission line being down?
that will become vital, yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, moving on to number 9, solar production report.
So both solar projects are performing above the guarantee. The phase one had actual April savings of 58,658 versus the guarantee of 49,984. And the well 35 site had production or savings of 7,165 versus the guarantee of 6,991.
That's the total for.
That's the total for all 4 months.
Yeah. April's the
April is 2,479 versus a guarantee of 2,033. So I think it's the cooler weather was helping those perform above their normal operations for this time of year.
Okay, and well 35 was the one that just went online, the
Yeah.
solar part?
Yep.
And, okay, well, I don't have any questions on that. Does anybody else have a question? Chris, would you like to ask a question? You're just, okay, you're good. On number 10, item number 10, future agenda items. We don't have another board member here, but I would like to, when we get back, I guess, is talk about the long-term water release mitigation effort. My understanding is that what we're doing now is sort of the emergency water release mitigation effort, and that we were still considering the potential of having a longer term. And that would, I think, would be important if indeed this happens more than every 10 years. And right now it's looking like it might. So I would like to get that as a future agenda item. And also, I've been noticing continued comments in the highlights about well 33. And I think we should have at least one meeting have an update, more detailed update on well 33. But other than that, that was all I had. And there's nobody online, so we're not going to get any inputs from that. So with that, we will adjourn at 2:14.
That was your one chance, Chris.